So I like to watch Don Da Don, and it's pretty weird the last couple episodes where some people kind of took it. Let's watch this video. So I watched Don Da Don. I actually had to explain to somebody what the first episode of Don Da Don is. And what was actually funny was that I was just telling the individual how Don Da Don started and things of that nature. And Don Da Don is a series where it's really hard to just enjoy it. Sometimes it seems a little bit rough, but you definitely would enjoy it. It's kind of wholesome, even though like some of the situations is like crazy, but it's kind of wholesome. And so when I saw this, pop up on my stream, I put it in the back of my mind on my YouTube response list. And so you understand why. Let's go. Beta male attacks alpha male for female's attention and fails. I wonder where this was going. I didn't get a chance to watch it, and let's see.
Am extremely proud of my bro Akuren, or to keep it simple, Ken. He is finally putting his foot down and has decided to fight for Momo's heart.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. What show were you watching? Like, he doesn't. From the moment that he said his name, she has been in love with Ken Takanara. It's like, that is just a thing. Like, he literally became possessed in order to save her. Like, that kind of won him a lot of points. But, all right, let's go.
And it wasn't tough for him. It was tough for me as well. Seeing Momo get along with Jin, especially when we all know that Momo likes Ken and Ken likes Momo. So
wait, why is it tough? Wait. I get why Ken is having an issue. Because he thinks that somebody like Momo couldn't like him, but it can be further from the truth. Because every opportunity she gets, she's like, "Wait, did you pick up a ball? Did you It's obvious, but Ken has an excuse in universe. Ken has not had friends, let alone a girl that likes him, and for Ken, it just seems like I'm gonna lose and. This is like, no, dog. You are so far in. But in this, even before we know the other stuff that, like, yeah, no. Let's go.
It just finally, that time where Ken has hit his limit. He's finally hit his limit. He's tired of seeing Jin be so buddy with Momo, and I'm fucking tired of it too, Ken. I'm fucking tired of it too. God damn it.
If I had to tell my girl to stay away from you, she ain't my girl, dog. If you have to, I need to set the record straight, dude. The record is not straight. I'm sorry. This is like, there have been plenty of times where I, as a guy, have actually had to like, forehead, you should have had a VA. This girl actually likes you. It's hell, it still happens to this day. You ever are talking to a woman, she's laughing and smiling with you, and like she's putting on lip gloss after spending hours of speaking with you? Like, yeah, that was a situation I've had more than one time, and I just like, I don't get it in a moment, but like, is a reason why she putting on lip gloss, like karmics or something. But in universe, Ken just hasn't. He doesn't realize, like it, like spoiler alerts for people who haven't read who's only watched. Like literally, there is a time where they are all walking around in a group, and he's like, "Why is everybody acting like I'm so cool?" And Momo has to say, "Like, dude, it's because you're cool." So I give Ken this. Ken is just like he's never experienced just and like never experienced somebody actually being around him friendly. It just doesn't make sense. But and even okay, let's see if it's covered. I'm jumping ahead. Let's go.
I always just wanted to just slap Ken across the face so he can man the fuck up and stop being a beta. Now,
How is he being a beta? The worst. It's Ken. It's Okarun. The last thing he is a beta. I mean, like technically, he's like, yeah, it's like when Shrimp Guy was like, it's like, hey, if to save your kid, he can have his tool. And it's just like Mama was like, no, I'm gonna want that later. Like, how is he being a beta? I don't get it. Oh my god, he's the first one to jump when it comes to danger. The first, second, the only other person that jumps faster than him is Momo because she just built like that. Y'all get this whole alpha beta, like, no. You know, the sad part about it is most of the people that are leaders that just run into danger are betas, as y'all would put it. They care about other people's feelings. They care about other people's well-being. And they just take the lead, not because they're the strongest, it's because they have to. It's because in the end, they're going to stick up for people because nobody else would. Not because, oh, I have to show them big and bad. It's because they have kindness and compassion. By this token, Peter Parker is a beta. Yes, he's insanely strong and all that other good stuff, but there are times where he lost his power. It's like, yo, I still have to go. Because it's a sense of responsibility. And for them to call Ken a beta, the fuck you smoking?
of course, he's still technically in high school. A lot of you guys haven't had your balls drop, and in respect to Ken,
Even with one ball, with one testicle, he's more of a man than what you think than you are. Because in the end, he rushes head first into danger only because somebody else needs help. Wow. You think he's not. This man literally was helping people out just because they were struggling. He says, hey, leave this person alone. I'm the one that you want. Hey, these people are gonna be after Arya because now she has special powers. Can we do something about it? What do you mean that he's a beta? What do you mean that he's not really manly? Dude, that's the epitome of a hero.
and he did lose his balls, not just metaphorically but physically as well in the anime, which is very how do I say, um ironic. So as you can see here, bro, G right here on the left, is talking so friendly to Momo, and that's the other thing. It's just so hard to watch because Gigi is Momo's childhood friend, so they have a.
So your woman ain't supposed to have no friends other than you that's a male? Wow. Whoa. And if Ken took this approach, he was like, "Dad, Gigi's cool. I wish he was trash so he can actually hate him." Like, what is wrong with you guys? But again, like these are people that don't have any idea of what masculine is or what alphas and betas truly are. It's sad. But let's go.
Lot of history. They have a lot to talk about. They have a lot in common. They grew up liking the same things. They grew up knowing about the same things. And they grew up knowing about spirits and stuff.
And yet she doesn't want him. She wants Ken. That says something. That says she likes Ken. I mean, like, the name does have something to do with it, but it's the fact that it's him. It's her Okron. And spoilers, like, she even meets somebody who looks like Ken talking to her, all masculine and stuff like that. But she wants Ken. I don't get like, oh, this is weird, man. Because I feel like I'm the old man yelling at kids, get off my lawn. But some of this stuff is experience. Some of it is just like, you're stupid. All right, let's go.
So it's not like, it's something surprising to see that they get along so well together. And like I said, Ken is still just a beta male. He had Momo is literally his first friend, and to have a girl as your first friend is very, very rare.
No, it's not. I'm sorry. I'm telling myself. I'm sorry. All right, let's go.
Usually your first friend is like another guy or your respective, opposite sex. And so I am so happy now that Ken is finally putting his foot down because, bro, this shit has to stop. This shit is hitting new levels of jealousy. You can see here, Ken is trying to ignore it. He's trying to ignore it. Even though he just put his foot down about it, he just doesn't like the feeling of jealousy. But my boy, that's not jealousy. That's just you being territorial. That's
that's the thing. He doesn't like the feeling of jealousy, and he doesn't need to be jealous. He doesn't need to be jealous because Momo likes him because she likes him. That's the thing. She's friendly with Gigi and she likes him as just a friend. She may have even had a crush on him, but when it came down to it, the first question when he said, yeah, I see spirits is, hey, but what about a ball? Like, I don't get it, man. Not only that, this is after their first encounter with a yokai, kind of the dummy, where they, like, for all that he was insecure about, with, like, first of all, she was like, yeah, no, I'm coming to eat with you to make sure I want to make sure ain't nothing funny happening with you and that bitch. Like, she literally said that. like she came out knowing that he was working out, knowing that he was trying to get stronger, because and just like, yo, why would you try to be stronger without telling me? Because and she literally was trying to push him for a confession. But while he was working out, she's like, I came here to make sure that nobody else is around you. And yes, she was laughing and joking with Gigi. But in the end, where it came up to a situation where they both had to use their powers, they worked in so succinctly. Beta male. I don't get it. All right, wow. Oh God, let's go.
Apex level instinct. That's an instinct. It's not necessarily, yes, jealousy, it can feel like jealousy, but that's just us being protective. That's just being wanting things for ourselves, like, and that's how we should feel. But obviously it shouldn't turn to jealousy. Jealousy can really rear its head and make you do things that you're not supposed to. So yeah, for Ken, he probably doesn't, he's going through the feelings. He's feeling very uncomfortable, and he should. He says, why am I feeling like this? Honestly, that's a very healthy response.
And then the sad part about it is Gigi don't even see him as a threat because he don't even see why. And he even says, like, oh yeah, I like Mom because she, but he never looked down on Ken. He never just said, oh, you beta male loser. He's just like, oh, dude, you cool. Like, he's like, say what? Yeah, no, you cool. what do you like? Like he has a aura about him that people like being around him. I would definitely like being around him, and Mimosa like. I, I'm sorry. I know a little bit more about the manga because I've watched manga reviews. But all right, let's go.
And that's why we have to understand what we're going through as men when we get in a relationship. And
they're not in a relationship. They are right now just friends. Now, however much they're just friends right now.
honestly, bro, this is Momo's childhood friend, so it's probably very, very tough for Ken. That's because you can't just separate, your girl's childhood friend away from her. So that's a really tricky thing to know.
Just a level of the level of possessiveness, the level of you just can't separate her from your childhood friend like that. Dude, why did that enter your mind that you can even do that? Again, if you have to tell somebody stay away from your girl, then she's not your girl. Let's continue.
Navigate. But as long as Jin knows that Ken, but that's the other thing though, they're not really in a relationship, so it's not like Ken has ownership or even a relationship, to begin
Relationship does not mean ownership, dog.
with. So it's not like G is stepping on any toes at the moment, but you can tell that G is already starting to see that Ken does have feelings for her when they were playing soccer together later on in the episode. But yeah, and I see G more as an alpha male, not because he has
he's a fucking goofy. Yeah, he makes her laugh, but Ken makes her smile. Ken makes her confident. Yeah, he can make her laugh, and that's normally a point. But when it comes down to it, Ken makes her desire him. In a maybe in the other way, but just like she wants to be around Ken. She like literally got mad at him because he didn't say see you tomorrow. Like have you been in a relationship, dog? All right, let's go.
Tenets of being very masculine, but because he has a lot of characteristics of an alpha male. He's funny, he's outgoing, he wears his emotions on his shoulder, he shows his true emotions. He's not afraid to tell Momo how he feels, whether
but that's the thing. The only reason why Ken hasn't told Momo directly how he feels because Japanese, like Japanese, they still have that whole like culture thing of like not being open about their feelings, like it's a thing. I mean, like you got to remember that part of the story. And the author and mangaka of Dan Dan literally read 100 Japanese romance novels. So yeah, that was kind of a thing, and it's kind of following that path. But when it comes down to it, everybody knows. Everybody knows that Momo got a thing for Okarun, and she can't even say this man's name, and it's partly because of her crush on the actor, and it's partly because he has the same name. So trust me with this. Trust me with this. It is not a thing that he's just a beta. He's like no. But I mean, like, let's go.
it's true or not, he still puts it out there. He gets along with her. He knows how to make people laugh. He knows how to get along with people. He has a good vibe.
Also, he's kind of a whore. not in a bad way. Don't get me wrong. Not in a bad way, but he's a flirt. When you see him in the club, just know he's a flirt. He's a flirt. Like that's the thing. And that's one thing that Momo hates, that he's a flirt. As soon as he's walking in the club, I'm gonna flirt. Sometimes when I'm with my woman on the low, I'm a flirt. All right, let's go.
And he's very because he's had a girl as his friend for a long time. He's comfortable around women. He knows how to navigate around them. He knows how to emotionally give them what they need. So Ken, the beta versus the alpha, he has a lot to learn. And as you can see here, he's so desperate to just break up Gigi's momentum. So yeah, this is damn, this is I'm just so proud of Ken finally putting his foot down, finally trying to claim Momo for himself. I'm just tired of it, man. I don't like seeing it. I don't like.
But here's the thing, like, and this is like the whole like kind of charm to Don Don. For all that it's worth, both of the dual antagonists, Momo and Ken, they both have some jealousy issues. It's just more poignant with Momo when it comes to Ken because like she is very vocal about Ira. And when she was being passive aggressive with it, Ken confronted her and she just melted. Like she melted. I knew it was bothering you. And I explained. And he grabs her and like pushes out the way, but like she held on to him a little bit longer than she really wanted to be them swimming in a life or death situation with a naked boy next to her. That sounds really, really bad. But it's just one of those things where it's just like, dude, this whole beta alpha thing, that don't work here. It don't work here. But let's go.
Like seeing, when a guy struggles like that. And if Gigi really is Momo's friend, once they do get in a relationship, he's gonna create that boundary, because you don't want to get in between someone's relationship. Now you're just being a homewrecker. Now you're just making other people feel bad. And that's what I think most women don't recognize. It's like once you get into a relationship, you can't have those guy friends no more. I think it's just something.
Look, as somebody who has been in a relationship and it has ended in infidelity, still, I will never tell my partner, oh no, you can't have guy friends no more. What? No, you can't have guy friends no more. Oh, wait. Oh, you not my daddy? like, okay, let's go.
As clear as day, you can't be having. You can have, your same sex relationships with your girlfriends. If you're a girl, you have.
Oh, he hasn't met a bisexual woman before. Oh. All right, let's go.
Girlfriends. If you're a guy, you have your guy friends. So respectively, that's just how things end up. I mean,
just like if a woman told me that I couldn't be friends with the women that I'm friends with, like let's be honest, it's like to explore physical relationships, say no, that's cool, that's depending on the conversation we have. But if she say I can't be friends or close friends with women, that's a problem. It will show a lack of trust. And you don't trust me, we don't need to be together. That's just it. Let's go.
If you want to keep things, really wholesome, of course the apex alpha males will have a side girl, which that's on them if that's what they choose that they want to do. But a lot of times if you grow up very wholesome, very traditional, a lot of men won't have those side girls if they choose to, so yeah, it's finally time that my boy Ken gets a break. And what else, guys? Yeah, Momo is just, bro. It takes someone like Momo to finally get Ken out of his show, which is crazy, bro. But I still think Arya is a better choice for Ken because Arya really shows her affection towards Ken.
No, she swoons over him. That's the thing. She swoons over him. It's not a balanced relationship. If he was like, "Hey, Arya, could you go, jump from a very high ledge?" She probably would. And no, that's not a good relationship, especially with somebody for Ken. Momo is a perfect balance to somebody like Ken because let's just face it, Ken at sometimes can just be an a-hole like he can. At times he can be an a-hole. He's confrontational. Like he did just straight up call her one time when she was making fun of him, like, you bitch. They Ken is not the best person. He's not always a nice guy. He is a kind person. He is. I've said it before. He offered his Johnson to an alien to save his son. He's like, I'll just get it back later. Like, that's not a beta behavior. That's I, and I'm sure Iris, the pretty girl who's more ladylike, but Momo stood up for him. Momo was there, and she opens up to him. She's, for them to be so guarded about them liking each other, they're very honest and open about their feelings to each other. And that's the thing. And everybody sees it. Even Momo's friends, who's like, he's not really your type, but he definitely is your type. Like, he's like, it's people who have been in relationships or knows about relationships knows that just don't work. All right, let's go.
So it's been a really hard decision for me personally, because who's Arya gonna be with now? I guess she could just hook up with Gigi or some random.
She doesn't have to hook up with anybody. Like, that's the thing. She doesn't. And Gigi doesn't seem like her type,
bro. But come on, man. Or maybe this becomes a harem. You know, maybe this becomes a harem, and Ken.
I wonder what they're gonna have when they get to Vermola, whatever the chick name is. I wonder what this guy would say when they get to Vermola. Wow, that's gonna be different. That is going to be something. All right, let's go.
Gets both Momo and Arya. You know, a lad can. You know, I think Ken has it in him.
I get it. It's possible. Like, look at Tenchi. Like, and I don't mean Tenchi in Love or like Tenchi Universe. Like, look at the actual Tenchi Moto, the original series, and you will see an unassuming guy that actually has great power and potential. How women will fiend over him because he's just an earnest guy, and that's who, you know, Ken reminds me of. Somebody who is like, I got some abilities, but it's not the abilities. It's not the, I'm the strongest. That people like him is because he's a likable person. But let's go.
To have a harem, but at the same time, I don't think Momo would ever allow it. So yeah, there goes that theory out the window. But yeah, let's talk about the ending, guys. The ending. Like, it was crazy, man. It was not right for them to end it like that. But of course,
pick up the manga or just pay Viz for the manga. Like, it's like, all right, let's go.
Of course, Dan to Dan is very controversial with how they do things. They just literally just ended the episode with the guys at the hot spring attacking.
Oh, they will be lucky to be alive. Not just at the end of that scenario, because Momo is not above hurting somebody. If it's one person that I'm not scared about actually getting out that situation, is Momo. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's her problem is, can I hold back enough not to kill these people?
That was some crazy shit, bro. Like, I can't lie. Like, I was like, are they really gonna go there? Are they really gonna insinuate that? So for me, it was a very awkward situation to see that happen. And yeah, for me, it was more of a rug pull. It felt like a really awkward rug pull, you know. But that, like I said,
it's Don. Like, oh, they're gonna put somebody in a situation where it looks really, really bad. The next episode, 3 of them are flying out this way, another one is flying this way, another one is hitting the sign on the back. It's Don. Like, what the?
That's just Dan to Dan and 4K. You know, you're seeing them doing things, thinking outside the box. That's how I like to see it. But here we go again. We see Gigi trying to suck up to Momo, and that's one thing I don't really think he's doing right, sucking up to Momo. You know, you don't want to suck up to girls too much, or they'll they'll eventually abuse it, and that's just how I see it. You know, I was
What? It's just who he is. Wait, what? Like, no, he's not doing it. Like, yeah, there are some people that would do it just so they can get the attention. Like, no, Gigi is just that person. Like, there is a kindness that Okuron shows, and there is a kindness that Gigi shows. He just likes to bring up the energy and be excited. Not only by the fact that, like, yes, he's a little bit of a slut, but like, even the interaction with Ken, it's just who Gigi is. Like, what is you talking about? Like, what is you talking about? Gigi is just like, hey, let's make people happy. Like, that's just who Gigi is. Wow. Okay, let's go.
see that's not always true, you know, but that's just how I see it. But yeah, bro, let's just watch this ending like real quick. Let's just watch this ending real quick. It was just, I don't know, man. Like literally, bro. Like, okay, so here is a Momo in the hot spring.
All right, we're not gonna watch that because I don't want the copy strike, the copyright strike. But no, like Momo is gonna be like, oh yeah, these people. How can I not snap their necks? But anyway, guys, I don't know. It's just like I hate when people actually take something that is clearly not meant the way it is, and like, did you know Ken was a beta male? He's the beta male that's actually got the woman. Oh, she didn't tell him that they're together. Yeah, no. Can I introduce you to a culture that is where it's hard for people to admit their feelings? But like, yeah, no. Anyway, guys, like, share, subscribe, and we're gonna cut this video segment here. I want to say thank you to all my Patreon supporters and my Twitch subscribers. Join the Guardians, become a member, or become a subscriber on YouTube, Patreon, and help support the channel. Thank you for watching this video, and the next one should be popping up on your screen. Subscribe, and if you haven't checked it out and want to help out the channel, check out my Patreon. Thanks.